Yo, what's going on, beautiful people? The Black Hokage here, aka TBH. And to be honest, I'd like to welcome you guys back to Hokage Thots, the show where ain't no hoes, but we do think out loud here on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever you choose to listen to this show on. Today in which I'm recording this is June 20th, 2020, and it was so much going on in the gaming community. Listen, I had to go back. Now, before we get into the show, just know that if you enjoy the show, make sure to rate it 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. It helps move my show up the algorithm, which helps bring in new listeners. Also, if you want to financially support the show, you can donate whatever you see fit by donating to the Cash App. My Cash App is $the Black Hokage 08. If you're watching the video version at youtube.com/the Black Hokage, it should be on your top left, $the Black Hokage 08. Okay. A bunch of stuff happened in the gaming world, as well as I gotta do this review for Trials of Mana. I took some questions from you guys on Twitter. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Mr._I keep it real. And I got a few quick bites too. So let's just go ahead and talk that shit. All right, so first things first, before we get into the main stories, I just realized that I did not turn my Elgato Stream Deck on so I can switch my streams. Hold up. This is how you know this is not a professional. And we got it. There we go. All right, so first things first. I don't even know why I brought that Elgato shit up because we need to talk about something. Listen, dear community, I thank anybody who supports me, especially people who hit the Cash App at $the Black Hokage 08. I appreciate everybody who fucking watches. I appreciate everybody who donates. I appreciate everybody who shares. But what I don't appreciate is people stealing my content. Now, I understand the nature of the internet. You know, people download videos, they upload it to Twitter, things become a meme, and then things get lost in translation. That's annoying in itself because a lot of times those people don't get created, but it's a whole nother monster. Which, by the way, I'm taking this time out to call out somebody. It's a whole nother monster to take someone's life story and use it as a stand-up comedy routine. Yeah, we're kicking off the podcast like that. This has not happened to me once, but now twice. Now, the first time, if you never heard this story, some dude fucking tweeted me. He was like, yo, I just did my first stand-up routine. And he's like, I used one of your stories from your Black Guy Tales, which for those of you who have not been watching me for a long period of time, I used to do a series called Black Guy Tales on YouTube, where basically I would just tell life stories of mine, real life stories, not shit that I made up. And then usually it would have like a moral at the end, the things that I learned. They're usually like funny or like interesting stories. And this dude tweeted me basically boasting and thanking me. He said he did his first stand-up routine ever and the crowd went crazy. Everybody was laughing at the jokes he was saying. And he said he used my story that I posted on fucking YouTube. He took my YouTube video and turned it into his own stand-up routine. So this motherfucker tweets me and has the nerve thanking me for the fucking content basically, and saying that I basically helped him with his first stand-up or whatever. And I guess he thought that I was gonna have a react. Oh, thanks, bro. Thanks for fucking stealing my shit. I appreciate. No, you stole my fucking life story. That was years ago. So low key, for those of you who are unaware, that's part of the reason why I stopped telling fucking stories on YouTube. Cause I'm like, yo, these niggas got time to fucking download my videos, and they have time now to not only download my videos, but listen, bro, you took the time to remember my entire life story. Even if it was like a 10-15 minute story, you remembered the whole thing, walked your weak ass on stage and retold it as if it was your story. The crowd goes crazy, and now what? I don't know if they got paid for it. Nigga, you owe me a check. But that's beside the point. That shit happened years ago. That's part of the reason why I stopped doing the Black Guy Tales. If you follow me on Twitter, on Twitch, that you would already know that. But I know YouTube niggas don't like to support me on any other platform besides YouTube, so now you know. But recently I brought it back. I mean, to be honest, if you've been supporting me for years, you would know that, like, although I stopped calling it Black Guy Tales, newsflash, if you actually came and supported the Twitch, you would know I tell stories almost every fucking day on Twitch, bro. I just never repackaged it and put it on YouTube as like a highlight or something. But recently I started doing that because people were like, yo, this shit is lit. So I repackaged it as like story time. And recently I started uploading Twitch highlights where I do tell stories on YouTube. But then now it's like, damn, I'm starting to regret that shit again. So here's why I'm going on this whole fucking rant at the beginning of the fucking recording, right? The podcast. Somebody did it again. Somebody stole another one of my life stories from one of my YouTube videos, one of my Black Guy Tales, and they used it as a stand-up comedy routine. I don't know if it was the same dude or somebody else. All I know is, and shout out, damn, I really feel bad that I don't remember who it was, because you're a regular in the fucking Twitch chat. I was streaming Apex Legends the other day. This dude comes in my Twitch chat, and the first thing he says to me, he's like, yo, he's like, real shit. He's like, me and my wife just got back from the comedy club. It was an open mic night. He's like, TBH, he's like, I just want you to know. He's like, there was this nigga that was standing on stage. He told one of your life stories on stage. And once again, the crowd was laughing. And he said he was literally sitting in the club in disgust. He was like, yo, he even mimicked your laugh, the way that you tell the jokes, he's like, the whole life story, he stole this shit. And he was like, him and his wife was appalled. He said he was sitting in the club and him and his wife was just looking at each other like, yo, this nigga right here. And he said he didn't embarrass him like publicly, but after he got done telling my black guy tales on stage, pretending to be a real stand-up comedian, he said he approached the dude to the side and he was like, yo, he's like, I just want you to know, I know where you got that fucking story, dude. I know you stole that from a YouTuber. And apparently the dude's eyes lit up and he's like, I'm not going to air you out. But he's like, I just want you to know, clean up your fucking act because you're not going to make it in this business doing that shit. Like, and I just want to say, like, I appreciate dude coming in my Twitch chat and telling me that shit. Like, you a real nigga for that shit, bro. Like, we got to start checking these motherfucking people, bro. It's not even like, yeah, cut me the check, but it's also the principle of the matter, dog. Whoever did that shit, if you want to be a stand-up comedian, as somebody, and it's funny too, because people have been telling me for years I should do stand-up comedy, and it's just never, the reason I never done stand-up comedy is because it's just not a passion of mine. And I feel like in order to do something, you should be passionate about it. Who knows? Maybe I'll find the passion for it one day when I'm older. But right now, where I'm at in life and in my previous lives, I just was never passionate about it. And I've always been taught not to give a half-ass effort. Don't give a half-hearted effort. So that's why I never got into stand-up comedy. But this is the second time this shit has happened where somebody's using my life stories that I tell on Twitch and YouTube as stand-up comedy routines. And maybe my jokes are so fucking good. Maybe it's time to start to hit the fucking stage. Maybe you inspired me because I'm tired of this shit, bro. I want my fucking check. Motherfuckers we was talking about money on Twitch. Niggas is getting mad because I said, they was like, yo, how much does Mixer got to pay you to leave Twitch to stream on Mixer exclusively? I said, I want $5 million a year, at least a 2-year contract. And at bare minimum, if I don't get 5, at least 2 million. I'm touching M's, nigga. I'm speaking it into fucking existence. I'm speaking M's because you motherfuckers got time to steal my shit, but I can't make money off my own fucking shit. Oh, I don't get no money for the fucking cash app. I don't get money for the donations for the sub. Shout out to all the real niggas that support all that other shit. I'm sick of this shit. And motherfuckers, some people in the chat was like, they got like an attitude almost like they was mad. I said I wanted to touch some M's. Nigga, I've been averaging fucking 1,000 to 1,300 people in my stream for like 4 or 5 hours straight. Do you realize that's like 10, 15,000 people that watched me during a fucking live stream? People who average that amount, they are touching M's, but not my black ass. So I want my fucking M's. Fucking if Ninja can get 40, 50 million off a Mixer, nigga, I can get 2. Okay? I can get 2. Just because you don't understand the market value doesn't mean you get to dictate what I should get paid. Because people were like, well, what if they offered you 100,000? No, that's not enough. You need to know your value. And then it was like, oh, well, if you got 100,000, if I got 100,000, that would be cool, nigga. That's where you at in your life. That's where you at in your life. Just because 100,000 is cool for you doesn't mean it's my market value. I want my money. You people are fucking stealing my shit, doing stand-up. So I appreciate dude coming in the chat and telling us. And some people were like, how do you know he's lying about? I was like, why would he come in my chat and lie about that shit? That's a very specific story. And that's also the first thing that he said too. So he clearly had something he wanted to get off his chest. So I trust that he was telling the truth. And also another reason I believe that he's telling the truth, he's not lying, because like I said, it's happened to me before. I had somebody openly admit on Twitter that he stole my fucking story and used it as a stand-up comedy routine. So I don't know if that person got paid for that open mic or not, but I'm gonna need to check, dog. Y'all still in my life. I'm gonna need to check. I'm gonna need my M's. Mixer, cut the fucking check. Or Twitch, somebody. Basically what I'm trying to say. Where am I going with this? I'm just sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit. Y'all got time to fucking download, and it's not even just about me. People got time to download other people's content. Y'all be cropping. Yo, niggas spend time putting watermarks on their content. And I've seen niggas fucking crop the watermark out or cross it off so you can't see whose content it is, and then re-upload it to their own page pretending it's like it's theirs. You got time to download a nigga's video, edit it to make sure that they don't get credit, and re-upload it to yours, but you don't got time to share the video? My nigga, I really want y'all to really think about this shit. I don't care how fucking arrogant you think I sound, fuck you. How about that? Fucking this dude had the time to sit there, and this nigga was just fucking like a Sith Lord with his fucking hood up and shit. I got my, if you're watching the video version at youtube.com/theblack, motherfucker had his hood. Unlimited jokes, unlimited power. This motherfucker is sitting there watching my YouTube videos, just listening. He jotted down and memorized. I want you to think about this, right? Real shit. Think about when you was in high school, middle school, or if you still are in school, college, high school, whatever. Think about that English class you had to take, and think about that time where you had to fucking memorize a poem and stand in front of the class and then recite that poem. Realistically, I don't know if y'all did that in y'all school, but I had to do it in mine at some point. Realistically, that poem that you had to recite was probably only a paragraph. It was just a few sentences, and that shit was probably hard to remember. And speaking in front of people, this nigga stole a fucking 10-15 minute video. He didn't steal a paragraph. He stole pages out my life. Pages. Chronicles of a Real Nigga. I'm gonna write the book one day. I swear to God. This man stole pages out of my life story, memorized it, then took his whack ass on stage and told the joke, and aha, now the joke's on you because you got caught. So if you listening to this, which you probably are because you watch my content, fuck you. You can send a donation to the Cash App at $the Black Hokage 08 since you bitch ass niggas want to fucking steal my life story. Shame, 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 shame. Thank you. All right, that's all I got to say about that shit. Shout out to dude who snitched on dude. Fucking we snitching on you bitch ass niggas, bro. I want my money. Fuck that shit. I'm in my bag today. I'm in my bag. The next story, let's move on to something positive because I'm being mad negative right now. This is not why y'all listen to the podcast. Yeah, I bet you whoever is like, yo, you got this shit blasted in your car, like this nigga is going crazy, bro. I need my fucking money. I'm not playing. And it's gonna and it's funny too. Oh, I got something on my lip. What the fuck is this? Ugh. Yo, don't you hate when you put chapstick on it and it leaves white stuff on your lips? I just noticed I had some on my lip. Look like I got semen on my face and shit while I'm recording this podcast. Anyway, I'm gonna get into it later why I need to get my fucking bag because I'm trying to do different things with my life and y'all motherfuckers hindering me, but you got time to fucking steal my shit and stuff, bro. That's beside the point. Let's move into something more positive. All right, so the other quick bite that I had, it was funny too because like you know how at the beginning I do like quick bites and it turned into a whole fucking tangent. I still got a couple more that I got to do. The next quick bite that I wanted to do is some positivity. I wanted to share some love. I wanted to shout out Flight. Shout out to Flight FTC. Stand up. This nigga has one of the funniest streams on Twitch. And I wanted to shout him out just because for those of you unaware that don't follow like the Twitch community, because I know on YouTube a lot of people are very stubborn about like what's Twitch? I don't understand. Whatever. Just give it a fucking chance. Twitch.tv/theblack Hokage. Flight has been killing it on Twitch. In June, he had one stream where he averaged 77,000 concurrent viewers.
Take a shower.
I don't think. Oh shit! Is that playing audio? Whoops. Motherfucker, there was a meme on the damn screen. My bad, y'all. It's probably gonna play in the damn podcast. Whoops. But yeah, there was one. He's been averaging like 20,000 concurrent viewers, and he had one stream where he has 77,000 concurrent. I don't think you understand. 77,000 people, concurrent people watching you at one time. This nigga filled up like a football stadium and then some watching him play NBA 2K. So like he's been killing it. And for those of you unaware about like all the foolishness that goes on in the 2K community, in 2K, if you're a content creator, they give you what's called a logo. So if you're like a YouTuber of a certain status or a Twitch streamer of a certain status, you'll get a logo that floats over your head in the park, and people will know that you're a YouTuber and a Twitch streamer. And basically, it's just 2K's way of co-signing you, letting you know like, yo, you really that dude, you really clouded up. And it also helps you get more games because when people see that YouTube symbol over your head or the Twitch symbol, they're gonna want to play against you because then they're gonna want to drop you off. So then it helps create content too. So a lot of content creators in the 2K community want that logo because their self-esteem is tied to it, as well as that basketball game, which is another conversation for another day. Anyways, one of the people who was not able to get a logo was Flight. And for what I remember, and I'm paraphrasing, or just it's kind of groggy. From what I remember, they wouldn't give him a logo because he constantly disses Ronnie. If you watch his content, he's always saying, fuck you, Ronnie. That's where I get it from. I always give credit. Fuck you, Ronnie. He was really on that shit. And I was like, I feel that, bro. I feel Flight. Fuck Ronnie, dog. This nigga's an idiot. That's beside the point. They wasn't giving him a logo because he was disrespectful to Ronnie or whatever. And here we are like 6-7 months later into the lifespan of NBA 2K20, and Ronnie 2K tweeted him on June 17th, yo, Flight, check your DMs. I'm so proud of your growth in the community. I want you involved, so I want to talk to you. Hit me up. And this man Flight replied, I'm good. Too late for all that. Deuces. Like, this shit is great because this goes to show you what everybody says about the fucking 2K developers in the studio and Take-Two Interactive, all they care about is money. Because their original argument was that you can't get a logo, you can't get co-signed by 2K because you violate your cursing and your content and all this other shit. And now he's become so popular that they cannot deny the clout. And like their hand has been forced because they look stupid as hell that the biggest creator at the moment right now in the community is not co-signed by 2K. So now they want to give him a logo. Now they want to look the other way in terms of the things that he says in his content and shit. And he was just like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm clouded. Fuck y'all, bro. And what I really love about this response is there was no malice in it, bro. Because this could have went left. Flight could have been like, fuck you, Ronnie. Suck my dick, you bitch ass nigga. You should have been gave me my logo. But he just said, no, I'm good. Check up the deuces. That's how you know you getting money. That's how you know you get money. You be like, yo, I'm good off that. So like, I think it's important to give people their flowers. Shout out to Flight, Son, and Ronnie 2K on the stream. Ronnie takes, I swear to God, Ronnie takes at least 10 L's a year. You could honestly do a video every year, top 10 L's Ronnie 2K took, because he's taken a fucking lot. Shout out to Flight, FTC, Light Crew, what it do, yo? About bye. That shit is funny to me. Anyways, next thing I wanted to move into, this is a little bit more serious, but let me get a swig of this water. Damn, we haven't even gotten to the gaming. We like 15 minutes in. I had to get a swig of that water. Fucking, here's the article. Our black creators file class action lawsuit against YouTube. Suit alleges racial discrimination by the platform's algorithm. Basically, they're trying to say that there's a group of people that are saying that YouTube's racist and they're trying to suppress the black voice. 4 black female YouTube creators filed a class action lawsuit this week against the video's parent company, Google, alleging the company and its algorithms discriminate against black creators by removing their content without justification. Where did the rest of the article go? Oh, fuck. I gotta fucking whitelist this damn site. Hold up, yeah. I use the Brave web browser, so by default, it blocks shit. I only have like YouTubers that I watch and I want to support and Twitch streamers that I want to support whitelisted. Shout out to the Brave web browser. This is the fastest web browser on the internet, bro. Y'all need to cut me a check. I'm promoting this shit. All right, now I can read it. The lawsuit is the latest example of tensions between YouTube and minority creators, and it comes as as most major tech companies grapple with their role supporting racial equality. The federal lawsuit filed by Kimberly, as well as these other women, claim that women have earned less money, acclimated fewer subscribers, and have had videos deleted because of YouTube's racial bias. YouTube is reviewing the complaint, though its automated systems are not programmed to identify creators based on race, sex, or ethnicity. A company spokesperson told Adweek, adding that YouTube goes to extraordinary lengths to keep the platform neutral. The lawsuit accuses YouTube of 10 major discriminatory exercises, including applying unnecessary age restrictions, excluding black creators from trending tabs, and filtering content with keywords. YouTube's algorithm allows them to rig the game, they say, by using their powers to restrict and block based on racial identity or viewpoint discrimination. So I agree right here that what did I say about the tab? Claims that women are no, but what was it? You don't see black creators in the there we go. I agree with this part, including applying unnecessary age restrictions, excluding black creators from trending tabs, and filtering content with keywords like black. You definitely do not see any black creators in the trending tabs, and I'll go as far as to say you also rarely see any black creators in the rewind video. You might see like one, but that's about it. And when you do stuff like that, it makes it seem like black people don't exist. Like one thing that I agree with, a message I agree with, let's start normalizing black faces in media. Like it'll become less of a joke. People will stop spamming tri-hex emotes in the fucking chat if people are used to seeing black people, but it's constantly, it feels like we're being hidden. But the problem with this lawsuit is like, what is this based on? I don't know, because the article doesn't go too deep into details. It just talks about what they accuse. I don't know if these people have any type of evidence, but these, based off this article, as much as I want to support it, it kind of feels like baseless accusations. It's like you're saying, the YouTubers repealing is automated systems are not programmed to identify creators based on race. That's what they say, but then they're saying that it does, and it's deleting videos because of YouTube's racial bias, as well as like the word black is like blacklisted. What is the proof of that? Like, I would love for this to actually be like televised or streamed on YouTube. I would like to see what's the evidence behind this. I'm not saying that they're lying, but like based off what I'm reading right here, what's the evidence that you have that they're excluding black creators based off the fact that they're black? It's just kind of, you're just accusing them because you don't see them in the trending tabs. A lot of times we as people were tribal. There are more, white people, at least right now in America, than there are anything else. Although I think Latinos are, are supposed to take over in 2050 in terms of like numbers. But there will always be more white people than black people, I think, because, we only make up like 11%, 11 to 13%. And, it shifts other country. Because, the whole slavery thing, we don't actually come from here. We were brought here against our will. So like, because there's naturally more white people, I think a lot of times what a lot of black creators don't take into consideration is that humans are tribal. We tend to watch and support and look at things that look like us. That's why a lot of times, that's why even still to this day, like interracial like dating is still kind of looked at by a lot of people, like depending on where you go in the country. If you're like in LA, Chicago, DC, New York, civilization, people aren't going to look at the fact that you're in an interracial relationship. But if you're somewhere in the Midwest or down south, that's why you still will kind of get looks like, oh, what is that white and black person? What are they doing over there? You know what I'm saying? Because like naturally humans are tribal. Black usually sticks with black, white sticks with white, Asian sticks with Asian. That's kind of how people are. So I think a lot of people watch content creators based off a tribal mentality, not necessarily racism. A lot of people are definitely racism. It's hard to prove why people are watching things is what I'm trying to say. And I'm just curious to what's their evidence with these accusations. But I will say there's definitely not a lot of black creators in the trending tab. And then the ones that are, like, you notice they're all kind of the same. Like rarely do you see a masculine black man. I've been saying that. I definitely don't see it on Twitch. Twitch definitely perpetuates certain types of images. Where is just the average masculine black dude that I can relate to? It's always some dude that's like flamboyant or you know what I fucking mean, like the good Negro, and like that's cool. You can have those people, but what about more outspoken people? Because there's nothing wrong with them either. I don't know. I'm curious to see where this goes. The only reason I brought this up is I'm curious to see where, because they're claiming that the game is rigged, and I'm like, what are these accusations based off of? The black, in my opinion, the black man, the black person in me, I feel like there's truth to this, but the logical person in me, the logical side of me, the side that looks at the court of law, it's like, how are they going to prove this? I feel like this is a potential L. And then also they could potentially get labeled as angry black women because they love to throw that shit. They love to throw that fucking label on our queens. And I support y'all. I hope y'all are able to prove it. And I hope this article is just kind of stating the case and not actually the facts. That's beside the point though. I will say though, I've heard that YouTube does blacklist channels, but like from my understanding, they blacklist channels based off of whether or not they can make money. All Google cares about is making money, right? So if they look at your channel as a potential risk in terms of them losing advertisers, then they'll blacklist your channel. That's what I heard. And it makes it harder to get noticed in the algorithm, which brings in new viewers and as well as brings in more ad money for your channel. I heard that's true, but there's no way to prove it. If it is true, I think my channel got blacklisted because it's really weird, right? My main YouTube channel right now, if I upload a video in the first week, when I upload a video, it averages 30 to 50,000 views. And if I get 30 to 50,000 views in the first week, usually that video will hit 100,000 within a year because I have more of a niche audience. I create content that grows over time. I've never been like a super viral person, mainly because I'm a little bit more mature. I don't like act like a fucking idiot 24/7, but that's beside the point. I on the first week, a video usually does 30 to 50,000 views for me. And you would think that was really good. And you would think the algorithm picks it up, but I have a really hard time breaking outside of my core audience. My videos do not get picked up outside the algorithm very quickly. Versus my second YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Black Hokage Plays. Literally all that channel is me uploading my Twitch streams in 30-minute segments. Like right now, I'm uploading The Last of Us 2. I'm live streaming myself playing The Last of Us 2. And what I do is I go into the Twitch editor and I cut let's say I do a 2-hour stream. I cut that 2 hours into 30-minute segments and I upload it to my second channel, Black Hokage Plays. I add a thumbnail and then I put a playlist together and now I have my walkthrough channel. That's all I do. That channel is catching more subs than my main channel. That channel has been going positive every month for like a year now versus my main channel. Like I'd be losing subs whenever I upload. I don't understand it. So I would not be surprised if this blacklist shit is real. Doesn't make any sense, but get it in where you fit in. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I don't know. Hopefully they win their case though, because I need my money. Anyways, what else I got for y'all? Let me go back into the full screen. This is just a quick little tidbit. Let me get a swig of this water. You know what's crazy? I'm always worried about not having enough to talk about, and then I end up running my mouth whenever I fucking put on this damn. Yeah. And start recording. What the fuck? I thought. Oh, there it goes. Another one of your favorite content creators got ousted as a sexual predator, and you know, I'm of the side, just to put it out there, like if somebody does something dirty, fuck them, absolutely, justice needs to be served. But I'm also of the ideology of like, I'm not really into I'm not really into cancel culture. I feel like we got to be careful. We're so quick to try to cancel somebody based off baseless accusations, because that's exactly what shit is. A lot of times shit is accusations. The only reason I say that is I'm somebody who's been falsely accused. I think one of my alerts just went off. I'd be forgetting to turn off my damn Twitch shit. I'm one of the people that's been falsely accused of, I guess, sexual assault is the word. I don't know if I told this story before, but fuck it, let's put it on wax. When I was in I think it was either the 7th or the 8th grade, there was like a group of like popular girls, like there was some pretty black girls or whatever. The pretty popular black girls or whatever. One of them in the group didn't like me just because I was an asshole. Like, I mean, I'm an asshole now, but back when I was in high school and middle school, it was way worse. Like, I didn't give a fuck, though. But like, I never harassed anybody. I never did anything extra. It was just like shit talking, smart ass shit or whatever. And the thing is, like, one of the girls in that group didn't like me. And the funny thing is, I never had an interaction with this woman before. Never. She just heard things about me and felt some type of way. So long story short, this group of girls, they go to the principal's office, and apparently there was 2 dudes in my 8th grade, 7th grade class, because I think it was the 8th grade year. I don't know. That's beside the point. We'll just say 8th grade for the story. The group of girls went and told on these 2 guys, I guess they were sexually harassing them. Like every morning before school, I guess these dudes were going up and like grabbing the girls' asses, because they would always hang out outside school before they let everybody into school. And apparently these 2 dudes were going up and like grabbing the girls' asses or whatever. And one of the girls in the group didn't like me. And she didn't like me so much. Mind you, by the way, this shows you how spiteful people are. I've never had an interaction with her before, but based off what she heard, she didn't like me so much. She threw my name in the fucking pot. And so it wasn't 2 dudes. They said it was 3, and I was the 3rd dude going up playing grab ass with the girls or whatever. So long story short, I'm in class. I get called to the principal's office by security. Security takes me there, right? They sit me down, and the principal's like, Corey, which is my government. They was like, Corey, we know what you did. And I'm like, what? And I'm not gonna lie, I'm such a fucking asshole. I'm the type of person, I own my shit. Like, I'm the type of person, like, in high school, there was times where I would get called to the principal's office based off something I did in the class, saying something smart ass. And like, the principal would be like, I'm gonna call your mama. I'd be like, call her. She gonna be mad you wasting her time at work. That's the type of person I was. Like, I was full of shit. But this is the one time, right? Calls me to the principal's office, 8th grade. I'd never forget this shit. He's like, I know what you did, Corey. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he was like, you've been touching the girls in your class. You've been sexually harassing them. And we're gonna get your parents involved, and we're gonna get you involved in therapy and all this other shit. I'm like, whoa. Like, you ever heard a lie that was so fucking blatant, a lie that you heard? You literally lost. Like, one of the best jokes that, like, it wasn't really a joke. It was more of a truth. One of the best things I ever heard Dave Chappelle say on stage was, he was like, you ever been accused of like some fake sexual assault shit? Like, the thing is, the law always takes the woman's side. So then you literally be screaming at your friends, please believe me, please believe me. That's one of my favorite jokes he ever told, because I can literally relate to that shit. That's what happened to me. I got falsely accused of some sexual assault, and I'm literally sitting there screaming at all the adults, please believe me. But they just took the chick's word for it. Long story short, I got away with it, and the only reason I got away with it, and who knows where my life would be at this point. Sometimes I think about this shit. I could have been registered as a fucking sex offender or some shit like this. The only reason I got away with it because, like I said, it was a group of girls, and one of the girls in the group, she was my neighbor, and I was cool with her. I guess it didn't, well, good, because she had a conscience. Her conscience activated. It didn't sit right with her that her friend basically just threw my name in the hat because she didn't like me and said I was grabbing all their asses. So my neighbor went back to the principal's office and admitted that girl lied on me. So I got cleared of everything. I didn't have to go through any therapy. I didn't get like expelled or suspended or whatever. So I always appreciated that my neighbor went and done that, because I was, and like I was cool with her, and like she did that for me. And she was no longer friends with that person afterwards. Like, it just didn't, her conscience activated, and it just didn't sit right with her. And I remember her telling me they were in the principal office talking about the two dudes, and then the girl threw my name in the pot. And my neighbor remember looking at her like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I've never even been around these girls. I'm like, what? Long story short, I got exonerated, and the girl who accused me of something, nothing ever happened to her. Now, why did I tell that whole story? I don't know. I guess, what I was trying to say is I'm usually the type of person that, like, I'll be like, I'm gonna wait till the facts come out, because I've had this bullshit accused on me. But this is one of those times where, like, I'm gonna just go ahead and be like, another one of your favorite content creators got accused of being a sexual predator. And normally I stay out of it, but like, he released a video on Twitter admitting to doing these things. This man snitched on him, so fuck you, bruh. So I'm just letting y'all know, what is this dude's name? Say No to Rage. I guess he was big in the Destiny community. He lost all of his sponsorships. Dr. Lupo shitting on this dude. I read one of the stories, like a bunch of girls came out and accused him of sexual assault and all this other shit, and making him feel uncomfortable. One of the stories I was reading is something about he was at a tournament with another content creator that was a woman, and they were sitting next to each other on the same team playing or something. And apparently he was like rubbing her thigh the entire time while they were playing games in the tournament. And then basically he was asking to fuck afterward. I'm like, hey, imagine being violated like that. You show up to an event being proud that you're a content creator that got flown out by a company. And you got this creep ass nigga sitting next to you, rubbing your thigh, trying to get on you and shit, while you just trying to play the fucking game. So like, shout out to the women that came out. Fuck this dude. You niggas is nasty. And the reason I brought this story up is this is a friendly reminder. I say this shit all the time, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Just because they're good at video games doesn't mean they're a good person. That's a life lesson I'm gonna keep throwing out there. That's one of the reasons why I have a hard time networking within the gaming community, because yes, I am a gamer. I'm one of the nerdiest people that you will ever meet. I build PCs. I talk video game mechanics for hours on end on the Game and Illuminati podcast. But I am a black man first. And if I ever choose to ever stop being a gamer, I will still be black. So my alliance is with black people and black issues. And a lot of times I see these fucking content creators be quiet as mice. Be quiet as mice. When niggas is getting killed by the police. When real shit, when niggas is disrespecting our black queens and shit, just be quiet as a mouse. So friendly reminder, just because your favorite content creator is good at games doesn't mean they're a good person. Being good at games doesn't mean you don't have blind spots. Being good at games doesn't mean you're not a racist. Being good at games does not mean you're sexist. Or a fucking sexual predator in this dude's case. Fuck this dude. Let me stop promoting this nigga's Twitter. Get shit out of here. Fuck him. Anyways, that's all I got for the quick bites. It's crazy. Yo, we're 30 minutes into the podcast and we haven't even gotten into the meat and the potatoes. That's crazy. You know, one of the reasons I believe that most of you listen to my show is because of your thirst for knowledge. I'm always sharing things that I've learned here, and I think that's why you'll enjoy today's sponsor, Skillshare. If you have any interest in anything creative such as photography, videography, editing, marketing, web development, and more, then Skillshare is for you. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. Explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. And even if the creativity isn't flowing, there's still an option for you. I've been taking a course called Creative Breakthrough, 8 exercises to power your creativity and confidence, and it's done me wonders. I never really thought of powering through a rut as a skill until I took this course, and I found different ways to attack my personal rut. It's important for me to find a way to break through, because the moment you get back to expressing yourself is that moment you start to feel free again. And that's why Skillshare holds so much value to me. I was able to learn a lesson that I didn't even know that I needed. To break up a routine of days spent indoors and explore workshops on topics such as graphic design, illustration, photography, productivity, freelance entrepreneurship, the list goes on. This is membership with meaning. A strong community is essential in times of hardship. So tap into the support of fellow creators who provide encouragement, communication, and inspiration. And since Skillshare is a sponsor of the show, I got a special deal for you guys. Listen, you can explore your creativity and get 2 free months of premium membership at Skillshare.com/Hokage. That's 2 whole months of unlimited access to thousands of classes for free at Skillshare.com/Hokage. Get started today. Join now by heading on over to Skillshare.com/Hokage. I repeat, 2 free months of unlimited access to thousands of classes, high quality classes at that, at Skillshare.com/Hokage. Every time I drop an episode, people are like, yo, this is one of the best episodes. It's to the point where I don't even know which one's the best episode because y'all be gassing everything. Stop gassing me and just donate. $1 to Black Hokage 08. Anyways, we're gonna be talking a little bit about gaming, and then I took a few questions from you guys on Twitter. Make sure to follow me on Mr. I keep it real. So on the gaming side of things, I wanted to talk about The Last of Us 2 a little bit. Just quick first impressions, not a full-blown review because the hype is real for this game. And I'm just trying to get some views. All right, so first impressions. I've seen one of the apparently there's 2 controversial scenes. There's one towards the beginning and towards the end. I have not finished the game. I'm 8 hours in, and to be honest, I don't think I'm that deep into the game because I've been doing all the side missions. I've been going around collecting the cans and leveling up my character and shit like that. So I've only seen one of the controversial things, and based off what I saw, once again, I am glad that I played this game for myself. Motherfuckers is crybabies. I'm not gonna spoil anything. Don't worry about that. Motherfuckers is crybabies, weirdos, creeps, losers that take video games you guys take pixels way too seriously. Way too fucking seriously. And reason being is I saw one of the scenes already and it did nothing to me. It was very predictable what was gonna happen. I'll say that much. I don't understand why people are upset. I don't give a fuck. I was like, that's the outrage culture is so annoying. Like when I see people getting mad at what I'm talking about, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you play the game. I'm like, yeah, you people are really disconnected from reality. That's what I would say from that. Haven't gotten to the end. Maybe the ending will fucking suck. I don't know. We'll see. What I think people should be more annoyed by with The Last of Us 2. First impressions, 8 hours into the game, I'm not going to lie to y'all. This game is not a bad game. It's not a bad game. It's not a bad game. It's not a bad game. But I am bored playing this. Based off what I've played so far, 8 hours in, I couldn't rate it higher than a 7 out of 10. This shit is boring. It's walking around aimlessly in an open world, collecting cans and leveling up. There's literally no new gameplay mechanics. You know what? And I'm not even trying to be funny. The new gameplay mechanics is Ellie can jump, which by the way, she can barely jump. She jumps like she has anchors on her ankles. She jumps like fucking Rock Lee with the ankle weights. Like she barely can jump, so it's really bad. The parkour, the verticality, the platforming is fucking horrible in this game. And then they added tall grass that you can hide in, like it's SOCOM or something. Other than that, it's the same exact game. If you played Uncharted, you played Last of Us 1, you've played this game. It honestly doesn't even feel like Last of Us 1.5. It feels like Last of Us 1.2. So I will say, and that doesn't make it bad. But it does make it disappointing because I did like The Last of Us. It makes it disappointing in a sense that I waited 7 years for this. And it doesn't really feel like they've done anything with this. So just go into this, if you haven't played it yet, with tempered expectations. Gameplay, you're pretty much playing this for the story, to be honest. You're playing it for the story. And to be honest, so far the story's pretty boring too. Not gonna explain why, but I'm just overall not that impressed. I can say this is a very well polished game, but so far, hopefully we'll see what happens in the end. We'll see how it ends. But right now, I'm not really feeling it that much. I don't know if this is worth the wait 7 years. But and also this game got like 10s everywhere. I don't know. The AI in this game is fucking ass. Oh my god. Your fucking teammate Dina is so stupid, bro. But listen, this is not a full review. I'll just say, so far. And the reason I'm saying so far is because, like I said, I'm only 8 hours in. Apparently this game is like 30 hours or something like that, or like 20 if you rush through it. So let's wait to see, like, get to the end. Maybe my impressions will change. But based off what I played so far, I'm not that impressed. It's just kind of all right. Let's do a real review. Trials of Mana. A couple weeks ago, not even a week, like a week ago, I finished getting Trials of Mana. Let me bring up my notes for this game. Trials of Mana is an RPG from the Super Nintendo era. Square Enix recently made a remake. I know, right? The company that just did the Final Fantasy VII remake, they dropped another remake that you're probably not even aware of. It's a Trials of Mana remake from the Super Nintendo. It's available on PS4, PC, and the Switch. If I would have known this, I would have ended up buying the PC version of the game. I ended up getting the Switch version because I thought it was a Switch exclusive. So first things first. Oh wait, I did not even bring up my fucking notes. This is an RPG. It's a semi-open world RPG, which I like. I'm tired of big ass open world games with aimless running around and shit. So I have 5 positives and 3 negatives. The first positive is the world. Like I said, this is a semi-open world RPG. Basically, it's like you travel to a lot of different locations and they have like big hub worlds, and it gives you just enough to explore, but you never really get lost, if that makes sense. And then this is what I want to see more in the next era of gaming for PS5 and the Xbox Series X. I'm tired of big ass open world games. As much as I love Assassin's Creed Odyssey, they could have shrunk that fucking world down. I don't want a super linear game, but I don't want a super big ass open world. Just give me a little something to wiggle with. So the world is big. It has a bunch of different hub worlds that you can explore. It's colorful. There's a bunch of different enemy types. I just enjoyed the world of the game. The story though, it's okay. Kind of just the story is your traditional video game story. The plot serves for you to get from point A to B basically, but it's not going to be it's not going to be nothing mind blowing. It's not going to be like The Last of Us 1 where it's like, yo, this motherfucker, this shit's going there. My first positive, the voice positive. My first negative though is the voice acting is this shit is ass. I didn't check the options. I don't know if there is an option for Japanese subtitles, but if there is, I definitely think that you should use them. I can't believe I'm saying that because, you know, I'm usually a dub guy, but fucking the dub on this is really fucking bad. I mean, like late 80s, 90s, like anime bad. Like, because a lot of times when people say that dubbed anime is bad, I feel like they're referencing old ass anime from the early 2000s, in the 90s and shit. If you watch modern dubbed anime from the Funimation app, a lot of that shit is good in my opinion. At least it's bearable to me. I really don't give a fuck. But yeah, I do agree. Old dubs are really fucking bad, and this dub on this is horrible. So just know if you go into this and you play it in English, it's not going to be very good. At least the voice acting. Next positive, the combat. The combat in this game is what kept me stringing along. I thoroughly enjoyed the combat in this game. I would say it's an action-based RPG. I would say it's similar to Final Fantasy VII's, but the difference is, in my opinion, this combat in this game is actually better than Final Fantasy VII remakes. It flows a little bit better. The problem with Final Fantasy VII, like I said in my review, is if you look at it and you haven't played it yourself, it looks like an action game, but really, when you hit the square button, Cloud would do like 3 slashes in a row. So there was like an ebb and flow to it. They were canned, predetermined animations. In this game, when you hit the button, he punches, and you hit the button and he punches again. And it also has combos in it, like a fighting game. So you can, or like Bayonetta or like Devil May Cry. It's not that deep, but it has like different combos in it. So you have more control over your character. It's not predetermined animations. You get to determine how you want to fight. And because of that, the dodge mechanic actually works in this game, unlike Final Fantasy VII remakes. That was actually one of my criticisms. The dodge mechanic was ass in Final Fantasy VII remake. And Trials of Mana remake, the dodge mechanic works. So when you dodge, you'll get out of way. And it also helps too, because in the combat, it'll show the AoE on the floor when the enemy attacks. So it's easy to dodge the attacks. So it makes it feel more fluid, the combat. But if you want to slow down combat, you also have the option to do different. You have your ability wheel, and then you have like your spell wheel. And when you hit the wheel button, when you hit the D-pad on the Switch, it'll actually freeze time like Mass Effect. And then you cast a spell, which is like Final Fantasy. Honestly, the combat is like Final Fantasy VII remakes, but there's slight tweaks to it. What's the name? But there's no blocking in this. So just know that you're going to have to mainly dodge. But because the dodge button works, it's not that big of a deal. Just don't commit too much to the combat and dodge. If I had one critique of the combat, it was that you can't combo moves. I noticed that whenever you do like a special move, this is where I would give the edge to Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like I said, there's slight differences. In Final Fantasy VII Remake, when you would do a move, you could switch to your other character, and then you could make him do a special move or a spell, so then you can combo the moves together and create a big ass explosion and shit and do crazy damage, you know? In this game, when you do a special move, you have to commit to it. Like the character does like a little cutscene or whatever, and then you can't switch your character, so then your other two characters are just sitting there watching, unless you program them to be aggressive and they're attacking. But you can't combo the moves together unless the AI chooses the combo with you. And it would have been nice to have more control over the combat. But other than that, the combat, I actually really enjoyed it, and it's what kept me coming back. So kudos to the combat. This is another good combat-based game that Square Enix created. My next negative, this one's really weird. It's nitpicking, but I have to bring it up. The game is too easy. I can't believe your Hokage is saying it, but the game is way too easy. I actually beat this game on hard. I had to put this game on hard because like a couple hours into it, I was just like running through it, and like people in the chat told me that the game is too easy. You should put the difficulty on hard, and I didn't believe them because the chat be trolling and shit. I have no reason to believe you guys. I have to see things for myself. And also it's also hard to determine what's easy and what's hard because we all have different skill levels and everything. But I actually agreed with them. The game was actually too easy for me. So I actually ended up putting it on hard to give myself a decent challenge. And honestly, if you decide to pick up this game, which by the way, I forgot to say at the beginning, I do recommend this game. If you decide to pick it up, I would say just automatically put it on hard because hard feels like normal, to be honest. So that's one critique I had for it. I don't understand why the game is so easy. Third positive, there are several characters to pick. I forgot how many. I think there's like 4 or 5. Don't quote me on that. But there's a bunch of you can't create your own character in the story. There's predetermined characters, but each character has like its own. There's a main story, but each character has its own like unique take on the story. Think like Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, if you remember. There was a main story with Sonic, but then you also had like Tails' story, which played into the main story, but you got to see what he was doing when Sonic was doing a certain other thing. It's like each character attacks the story at a certain angle, which gives you more content. So I forgot to put this on the notes, but I guess that's another positive. That means it has a lot of replayability because each story has a unique aspect to it. So yeah, I would actually add replayability on there, and there's several different characters and they all have different fighting styles and different ways of speaking in stories and stuff like that. So there's several characters as well as that which gives it replayability. And then there's customization. That was another positive I had. The skill trees are really deep in this, lots of different abilities, RPG. You level up, you get skill points, you skill it, you can customize your character how you see it. My last negative is there was one point in the story, like halfway through the game. So like there's each character, there's 4 levels, right? In the main story, there's post-game content, which I'll get into. In the main story, there's 3 levels. You can only get the 4th level after you complete the main storyline. In order to upgrade when you reach a new level, you get new abilities and new spells and new attacks and stuff like that. But in order to reach that new level, you had to find special items in the game. And the only way you could find those special items they were random drops by enemies. And what made it really annoying is you technically unlocked, let's say you went from class 1 to class 2, you technically would unlock class 2 at like level 38. I remember that in the lava area. But then when I tried to activate the crystal to activate level 2, it was like, no, you need to find the special item. So it's like you unlock access to it, but you have to get the key to unlock it too. It's a 2-step thing, and it made it really annoying because it's not really story based. It's kind of like you're just fighting enemies in the world, and the enemy will randomly drop it, and you won't know until you go to the damn hotel, put the seed in the damn plant, and hope it fucking sprouts. It's annoying. It was a really annoying way to progress the story, the character strength and stuff like that. I didn't like the fact that you needed a special item to unlock a new class, and then it was randomly dropped. That was stupid. I didn't like that. And last but not least, the last positive I have is this game has post-game content. So after you beat the main storyline, there's another story which unlocks class 4, which gives you even more powerful abilities, which is really dope. So there's a lot of content here, and it took me like 60 some hours once I beat the main story, and then once I beat the main story and the post-game content, which I just beat, it took me like 60 some hours altogether. So, and mind you, I only did one playthrough. I played with one character. So I got 60 hours out of this game, and there were other characters that I could play. So there's a lot of content here. I think that's really dope. This is a very deep RPG. And if you like RPGs, I think this is a game for you, action-based RPGs. So if you're wondering whether or not I recommend this, yes, I like Trials of Mana. This was a game that kind of came out of nowhere. I honestly didn't know it was being made by Square Enix until I seen like IGN drop a review for it. And I just clicked it out of curiosity. And I was like, oh, I'll play this, and somebody donated it for me. So I was like, fuck it. Let's run it. I enjoyed it. Do I think it's worth the $60? Yeah, I got 60 hours out of it, and I can play it again. and get a different story. So absolutely, there's a lot of content here. If you like RPGs and you just want to find a game where you can get lost in the world, go for it. And that's another recommendation for all the people out there that be saying, I don't be recommending no games. I just recommended Doom, Final Fantasy VII, Luigi's Mansion, this game, fucking Astro Chain. I've actually been on a tear in terms of games that I think are recommended. I just don't recommend games that are fucking, that you want to hear need to be recommended, but it's like, I like the game. I like the game. Final recommendation, buy it. I think it's dope. So those are my thoughts on Trials of Mana. The next thing I wanted to talk about is PS5, but I need to get a swig of this water. This is about to be a long one. We're almost at the hour mark already. Jesus Christ. So, a YouTuber leaked the price. I'm using air quotations for those watching the video version. A YouTuber by the name of Champ Chong, he leaked the PS5 price. Supposedly, the one with the disc drive in it will be $499, so $500, and then the digital edition will be $400. I want to know how many terabytes come in the digital edition. And like I saw a lot of people retweeting this. I mean, if you see, it's got 28,000 likes, 24,000 retweets. The reason I wanted to bring this up is first of all, I hope this is true. I hope this is true. I hope this is true. I hope the PS5 is this cheap. This is definitely a day one cop if it is this cheap. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's not $800. You know what I'm saying? I definitely ain't trying to pay that. So I hope that this story is true. My only problem with this story is I saw a lot of people retweeting this, and he just kind of tweeted out a picture with the video, and like he doesn't really state his sources. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't trust him. I'm not saying he's like a bad person or a bad dude or anything like that, but you know how YouTubers be, man. YouTubers be doing anything for views and shit. And I think what's really weird about this story is I saw a lot of people retweeting it, like regular people, but I didn't see any major publications report that the PS5 is going to be $499. I think that's the weird thing about this. He posted this story and it's like, who's your source? Because I didn't see IGN, I didn't see Kotaku, I didn't see Polygon, I didn't see GameSpot, I didn't see Eurogamer, I didn't see like VentureBeat, like fucking actual, whether or not you like those websites, but actual sites that have sources. They're like, IGN's opinions are trash a lot of times, you know, 7 out of 10 too much water, but they do have actual sources when it comes to reporting news, which makes them credible. And it's like, who's your source? So I thought that was really weird that no major publications were posting this price point, which makes me think he made it up. And that's what I wanted to put out there. Until I see Sony make a confirmation that this is $499 as well as a $399 digital edition, this is just hearsay. This is just rumors. I would advise everybody to take it with a grain of salt because, like I said, I don't trust YouTubers. YouTubers do anything for views. The entire point, most YouTubers, they operate by trying to maximize their views. And if you quote unquote have some exclusive news, then everybody's going to come to you and you're going to get all the views. And here's the thing, right? YouTube is built off a community. This is the same community, the YouTube community, which not too long ago, if you guys remember, it was considered cool to go to the hood and harass black people and call it a prank. You guys remember that shit? That Oct TV bullshit? That's YouTube. YouTubers do fake pranks. They harass black people in the hood and call it fucking pranks. They start drama with each other, tell fake stories. YouTubers been doing dumb shit for years. Fucking how many? Look, real shit. Because then I'm sure some of you would argue, oh, well, those are the vloggers and all that other shit. Let's look at the gaming side of things. A lot of these big YouTubers with millions of subscribers, they be posting videos talking about, I got exclusive info on GTA. Niggas had GTA 6 leaks for the last 7 years. Let's keep this shit a buck. I've seen YouTubers with millions of views, whole channels based off of fucking, I played GTA 6. I got exclusive news from Rockstar. We ain't heard shit from Rockstar about GTA 6. And this is why I don't trust no YouTuber about, nigga, I don't even trust myself. Let me stop playing. That's why I was like, I'm not saying this dude is a bad dude. I just have no reason to believe any fucking YouTuber unless they're part of my immediate circle and I know that they got inside sources. I don't know, bro. This motherfucker, I don't know. I don't trust it. I would advise you not to trust it. I'll wait for Sony to come out with some fucking details. What are they saying in my DMs right now? I'll check the DMs later. I think it's your auntie and your fat ass auntie. And last but not least, on the gaming side of things, EA Play happened since the last podcast. If you're unfamiliar, EA Play, a few years ago, EA removed themselves from E3 and they started doing a thing called EA Play, which is like down the street. Because for those of you unaware, one of the reasons why a lot of companies pulled out of a lot of companies pulled out of E3 is because in order to rent a booth, it costs a lot of money. I think I read somewhere it was like $50,000 for the Mafia 3 booth like years ago. It's like it costs a lot of money for these companies, and they're probably looking at it like why would I want to spend that much money so that people can look at the game early when we can just create our own event. So EA created their own event because they didn't want to spend the money, I guess, or they just wanted to do their own thing. But because COVID-19, they can't do the actual EA Play event in LA at E3. So they instead they decided to do like a Nintendo Direct where they just live stream what you can expect from them. The highlights, my personal highlights, is the Apex Legends is coming to the Nintendo Switch, as well as they announced that there will be crossplay. I'm not gonna lie, Apex on the Switch, I'm gonna be playing this shit for at least 30 minutes every night. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking forward to the Switch version of Apex. And then there's gonna be crossplay. I really hope they find a way to implement cross platform saves so I can carry over my skins and stuff over to the Switch version from PC. That would be very helpful. And then crossplay was announced, which is really dope. So you'll be able to play, if you're on PC, you'll be able to play with your PS4 and Xbox friends and vice versa, kind of like Fortnite. Bringing the community together. Crossplay needs to be an industry standard going into the PS5 and Xbox One era. Please, please, please. As well as they announced a new event, Lifeline's getting a buff. You can like pick people up without even without even holding their hand. Like their drone can auto pick people up. That should look fire. I don't know. So they announced that for Apex. EA is bringing all their games pretty much to Steam. That's cool, I guess. I don't know. I already got them on Origin. I don't know why I would care. They announced Rocket League. I thought that was dope. That's like a platform. Not dope, but it was all right. Get this damn gnat in my damn face, bro. Yo, I have not had gnats all fucking week. Fucking, it starts getting a little bit hot, and one wants to pop up when I start recording. That is annoying. Anyways, they announced Rocket Arena, which is like a platformer. Let me see if I can play a little bit of trailer. Let me mute this shit. Like a platformer shooter, arena shooter, or whatever. Kind of got like a little cutesy Fortnite arcadey vibe to it, but I don't know. It looks more like Unreal, but with like rockets, only rockets and shit like that. It looks interesting. This looks all right. They said this is also going to have crossplay. Like I said, this needs to be an industry standard. If a game has crossplay, I'm probably going to try it. I'm gonna be honest, because crossplay is dope. Not only does this game look all right, but crossplay is dope because it allows you to play with your community. You fragment communities when it's only exclusive to a certain platforms. But me being able to play with everybody, like you guys can hop in the Discord and we could all play this shit together, whether you're on PS4, PC, or Xbox, Switch, whatever. So this game looked all right. Didn't blow me away, but I'll try it. They talked about The Sims 4, but I don't care about that. They showed Star Wars Squadron gameplay. I'm not gonna lie, this didn't do anything for me. I saw a lot of people getting excited about this. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But was this shit not in Star Wars Battlefront 2? I played it. I could have swore there was a dogfighting mode. Nobody played it, which I think is funny. I think that's very funny that nobody played the dogfighting mode in Star Wars Battlefront 2, but they want to play a game solely based on dogfighting. What? I don't know. This game lost me though because it's in first person. At least in Star Wars Battlefront, you can play in first and third person. This shit is in first person. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to do barrel rolls and get a stomach ache. I'm good. So I'm good off of this. I'm not saying this game looks like trash. This is one of those games I would say, but it doesn't look like for me. So if you want to look for gameplay, they did show some Star Wars. It's like 5 minutes. Just search it on YouTube. Do a barrel roll. I won't actually. And then the big announcement was they announced that Skate 4 is coming. A lot of people got really excited about this. I thought the most interesting thing about this announcement was they admitted to the internet basically bullied EA into making Skate 4. So basically, if we make enough noise, you'll get what you want. Vote with your wallet, people. EA is listening. They said they want. So I need y'all to start spamming. Because I remember there was at one point they were spamming the Instagram on EA and the Twitter. People were just spamming the word Skate 4 on every post. They admitted that little movement right there. It was like, fine, we're gonna start working on Skate 4. So I need everybody to go to EA's Instagram and Twitter accounts and start spamming the word Fight Night. We need a Fight Night. I need y'all to start spamming Def Jam. We need a new Def Jam. I need y'all to start spamming Street. We need new NFL and NBA streets. Shit, at this point, I'll take a fucking MLS street. Or FIFA street, my bad. I'll take a FIFA street. Fucking any street game. We need Fight Night back. But we also need a Mass Effect remake. Okay? Where was that at? Skate 4 is cool, But where's the Mass Effect remaster? That was what I was disappointed. All the rumors. And this actually goes back to the story I was telling you about earlier. About the dude who was saying he got the price on the PS4 or the PS5. Where'd you get that news from? Because everybody was posting news about how there's going to be a Mass Effect remaster and they didn't announce nothing. I don't trust nobody. I'm scoring. I'm jaded. I think people got a little bit too excited about the Skate 4. I do want a Skate 4. That's cool. But like they just announced they're working on it. They didn't even show any concept art. Like no, everybody was so excited about Skate. They didn't even realize they didn't show no gameplay. They didn't show no concept art. They didn't even show a logo. Nintendo at least showed a logo for Metroid Prime 4. They didn't even show a logo for this shit, which makes me think that this game just got the green light like last month. This game is not even in production. It's in pre-production. They don't even have a build for this game. All they got at most is probably concept art that they didn't want to show anybody. I have a sneaky suspicion that we will not see Skate 4 for at least another 2-3 years, at least. We won't get a trailer for at least 2 years. I don't see it. Just what I think. Overall, if I had to rate this press conference, I'll give this shit a D. Shit sucked. Apex was cool. Rocket Arena, I'll try it, but I'm not gung-ho about it. I don't care about Star Wars Squadrons. Like I said, I'm actually confused why people care. And Skate, like I'm one of the, I guess this is probably gonna piss a lot of people off. I did like Skate, but I'm gonna be honest, I never actually cared whether or not Skate 4 came. Like, it was just a meme to me. Like, bring it back. Like, it was a meme to me, but like I don't really care that much. I'll play it when it comes out, but like if it didn't come back, I would have been cool. I don't know. I don't really care about Skate. I'll give it a D plus. C minus. That's D plus, C minus. That's what I would give this press conference. Had a couple bangers, but it wasn't as good as the PS5 reveal, in my opinion. But yeah, that was the EA play. That's all I got on the gaming side of things. Let's get into these questions from you guys. So for those of you unaware, if you're new to the podcast, we do a Q&A section at the end of every podcast. I feel like I've been forgetting to say this, so we're just going to go ahead and say it now. Disclaimer. People ask me questions on Twitter, and this is just me trying to answer them to the best of my ability. My word is not the law. I am not the all. My third eye, I don't even know if my third eye is open like TN. My word is not law is what I'm trying to say. So this is me answering the questions to the best of your ability. You can do whatever the fuck you want with this information, but I am not God. I'm wrong sometimes too. That's okay. We're all human. All right. So the first question comes from, and follow me on Twitter at Mr. _ I keep it real. The first question comes from Leo Gaines, and he asks, do you think this next generation of consoles will try to be more content creator friendly as far as streaming, video making, etc.? Absolutely. I think we will see. I think social media will be one of the big things for these consoles. It was kind of integrated into the PS4 and the Xbox, and through software updates it got a little bit better over the years, but I think there's going to be a heavy push with this new console generation. I don't know exactly what they're going to do. I don't even have any speculation. What I will say, what I will hope that they do, I'll say this. What I will say is I'm curious to what's the limitations for content creation on console. They have the PS4 Share Factory to edit videos, and no real editor uses the PS4 Share Factory. I hate to break it. All my PS4 Share Factory users, I hate to break it to you, but no real editor uses that shit. It's very limited. You can clip the timeline and add a couple special effects, but that's not real editing. I feel like with consoles, they will implement more in terms of content creation, but I still feel like there's a limitation because there's consoles. The reality is these consoles are designed to play games. So I feel like a lot of resources are going to be allocated towards the games and not necessarily producing content for the game. But what I will say is what I would like to see is I would like to see more games become content creator friendly. And what I mean by that is I would like to see more games have a GTA 5 type editor in it. GTA 4 had an editor too. So like a GTA online editor, if you've never used the GTA editor, it's one of the most one of the most robust editors out there. You can literally mod your fucking PS5. You can really mod your GTA 5 with all these different characters and then use different camera angles to make it dynamic when you record and shit, to make it more cinematic. That's how a lot of these YouTube channels exist. They be using the GTA 5 editor. So I would like to see more games actually produce their own editor. If Apex got their own editor, that would be dope. So you can create your own montages with special angles when you're attacking or flanking and shit like that. If you can create a movie out of your content. Give us more options. I think Fortnite added an editor too. I don't know if people use it. I remember them announcing it because I remember Ali A was in the video and he was just so excited. So I would actually like to see more games, if anything, implement editors into their games to give the tools to the content creators. as far as the console, I don't know what they can do other than implement Twitch and YouTube. That's why I said I want to see it, and I think they will do it, but I don't know what they will do specifically. And also, the console is limited by its specs, so what can they do? That'll be interesting to see. Hopefully that answered your question. The next one comes from Fax Aid, and he says, how do you manage your time so efficiently? I always find myself having trouble finding time to do stuff, even though I have time, if that makes sense. All right, so I've answered similar questions like this, so I'm going to go ahead and give you the re-answer, which is I have bills to pay, so I have to manage my time. I feel like a lot of people, I said it on the last podcast, a lot of people are lazy because subconsciously they know they have something to fall back on. They know that their auntie will take care of them, their mama will take care of them. I don't have nobody. I'm on my own, so I was forced to grow up. I said that on the last podcast. I got to go out here and get it. I don't have a choice in being lazy. I was thrown in the pool literally when I was a kid and as well as an adult, and you either sink or swim. Now, that's what I said last podcast. To give you something new, what I use to help me manage my time is an application called TickTick. This is something I recently discovered a couple months ago. Actually, you guys put me onto it on Twitter because I asked if there was an application for this. So I've been looking for an application, like to-do list applications come dime a dozen on fucking phones and computer, but I was looking for an application that syncs directly with your phone and your computer, and then also it had a widget. That's specifically what I was looking for, a widget that I could put on my desktop to remind me and it be in sync with my phone. So not only will I have my to-do list on my phone whenever I look at it and I open it, but also whenever I turn my computer on and I look at my desktop, it'll be right in front of my face and I see what I need to do. And basically what I'm trying to get at is I have my to-do list everywhere, so it literally annoys the shit out of me, and I annoy myself into getting tasks done. It's called TickTick for those listening. TickTick, like a dog with ticks. It's free. There's a premium version. I don't even know what the premium version gets, honestly. I use the free version. It gives me everything that I need. But here's the example of what I'm talking about. So you can't see it on my main desktop. Let me get that shit out of here. You can't see it on my main desktop, but because it's on my second monitor. But if I drag it over, and you need to come on over to youtube.com/theblack-hokage. I have my list of tasks to do right here. So this is what's on my second monitor. It's literally on my right monitor. I have these two widgets telling me everything that I need to do. So whenever I log onto my computer, I look at my monitor and I always see what I have to do. But what's cool is this shit is synced to my phone. So if I click this is done, which is done, I did do this and I'm doing this right now. Now those tasks will also be complete on my phone, and there's a widget on your phone for the iPhone as well as the Android. So I also have the widget on my phone. So like it goes in sync with everything. And basically I annoy myself, and you can set alarms to remind you on your phone as well as your desktop. So I think that's really dope. And I think that's what separates this application from everybody else, mainly the widget. The widget annoys the living shit out of me, and I'm the type of person that the task is always in my fucking face, it'll get done. So that's how I'm able to manage my time more efficiently. If you want to see what the actual application looks like, these are games that have been donated to me that I need to finish. And then I have a bunch of lists for content, Hokage Thots, GI Podcast, personal stuff. You can create your own list, so you can break it down and color coordinate it and all this shit. Very easy to use. Oh, here. If you want to know how to add a widget, because actually it's not that easy. They don't really explain how to do it. Honestly, I don't actually. Let me see. So you go to your dock, I believe. Go to your dock. Then if the application is open, which it should be. Which one is for? I think you right click it and you can add a widget. Idiot, I actually don't know. Wow, I'm trying to be helpful and I can't remember how to actually add a fucking widget. I know it had something to do with this damn dock. What the fuck? Let's see. Oh, let's see if I type in here TickTick widget. I don't know. Fucking, you can add widgets. I forgot how to do it. I'm not gonna sit here and, because now the podcast is getting all quiet and shit. The audio version is probably gonna be awkward. Just Google how to add TickTick widget to your desktop, because I honestly forgot how to do it. I put it on my desktop and then forgot about it. That's what I'd be doing. Anyways, let me get back into the full screen real quick. Then let me bring up my podcast notes again for the next question. So download TickTick. It's dope. It's free. It's just for me. And you too. Next question comes from Cameron, and he says, being in your 30s, how do you envision the next chapter of your life? Branching out to other avenues, starting a family, starting another brand, etc. So this actually coordinates to what I was saying earlier in the podcast. And I was talking about I want my fucking money. I'm tired of people stealing my content and using it in stand-up comedy. I want my money because I envision in my 30s that I'm going to be much more well-traveled. I'm not gonna lie. The first time I ever left the country was when I went to Sweden with Ethos. EA flew me out on a free trip to play Anthem early. And the best thing about that was being able to travel. I got to go out of the country. We got to eat Swedish food. We got to see Stockholm. Got to see like the countryside and shit like that. And it kind of gave me the travel bug, as well as being in Canada. Canada gave me like I've been to Canada twice, and it gave me like a slight travel bug. But, you know, I'm gonna be honest, there's not much difference between Canada and America. They're like our cousins. They're a little bit nicer. They're, you know, their signs are in kilometers and shit, but it's kind of the same. Like I was pretty comfortable up there. But like going to Sweden and just feeling a different vibe, different countries. I want to travel. I want to go to Vietnam. Fucking, I love goddamn Vietnam. Not to get PTSD flashbacks, but I love pho. Pho is my favorite food. For those you know, well, some of you probably been pronouncing it wrong. PHO. Some of y'all, I know most people pronounce it pho. It's pronounced pho. It's basically like Vietnamese ramen, but the broth is so much better. It's better than ramen. It's like one spot was kind of average, but most of the pho spots that I've ever been to have been fire. I'm like, bro, if this shit is fire in America, I gotta go to the motherland. So I want to go to Vietnam, fucking Japan, South Korea, fucking Morocco, Fiji, Philippines. Like I want to go to all these different fucking countries, man, and want to vlog it. I want to vlog it all. Like I want to eat the best foods, want to experience cultures and shit, but you need money, you need working capital. So that's why my energy is kind of shifted in 2020. That's why I'm on that king shit. I want my fucking money. I'm tired of being patient. I'm tired of being, tired of being humble and shit. Because I envision myself traveling more, getting more stamps on my passport, and I can make content out of it. But the thing is, like, I don't want to take, like I always tell people that like it's cool that everybody donates. I really do appreciate it, which you should. The Black Hokage 08, the Cash App. But like donations is not a business model. Donations is exactly what it is. It's fucking donations. It's just because you like the content. I throw in $5. You know what I'm saying? But like to me, that's not a long-term business model. And like any streamers or YouTubers listening to this fucking podcast, I'm letting you know right now, that's not a 10-year business plan. That's not a 5-year business plan. Donations. An actual business plan is fucking up building up my notoriety enough that I can take my numbers to sponsors and articulate my value to the sponsors so that I can make money off of basically off of having a following and shit. So then I don't have to ask for donations. Like that's always the end goal. Like a lot of people also ad revenue too. Like that's not a real business model because fucking advertisers could pull their money. Like let's say like that lawsuit I was talking about earlier when they was talking about YouTube as being racist. Fucking advertisers might pull if they're able to prove that the algorithm discriminates against black people. You don't think that advertisers are not going to pull their fucking advertisements from YouTube? There's going to be another adpocalypse for like 6 months. You're going to lose money on your ad revenue. So it's always nice to be able to go directly to advertisers and articulate your numbers. But I need those numbers. And that's why I always tell people, you don't got to donate. Fucking, you don't got to donate. You don't even got to watch every video. But if you do enjoy a video, share it. If you do have time to show up to a stream, come. If you have time to watch a video, watch it. Just support. That's all I ask for. I'm smart enough to articulate my value. I just need y'all to show up. Show up and show a nigga love. Showing free. It don't cost nothing to show a nigga love. Okay? Nothing. That's all I'm trying to say. So I want to travel more, but I need my money. Starting a family. Yeah, that's a conversation. Bust big nuts. Definitely want to do that. I mean, I've been doing that, to be honest. Well, actually, I haven't busted a nut for a month. Pretty desolate out here. Fucking COVID. Listen, man, I'm all for y'all protesting. I was cool with y'all going outside to protest because that was for a good cause. But yo, people out here are acting like COVID doesn't exist anymore. If you just outside partying, I've been watching videos, people just outside partying, just doing whatever, acting like nothing's going on, just spreading disease and shit. They said it's about to be another wave and it's about to be way worse. And if you thought you had desert dick now, it's about to get... I told my girl, because like we was talking about this shit. I told my girl, I was like, you need to come on over here because if there's a second lockdown, like I'm trying to be locked down with you. And who knows? Like maybe, like you said, do I envision a family for myself? Maybe I'll make one. and I start another brand. I got some ideas, but I'm not gonna give them. If you want some advice, if you have ideas like for brands and stuff, never share them with people that you don't trust. I don't trust none of y'all. Why would I trust anybody that fucking steals my fucking content and uses it as a stand-up routine? Don't share your ideas with anybody that you don't like thoroughly trust. That's like, you know, because people will steal your shit. People will steal your shit. I'm not giving you no brand ideas, but hopefully that answers your question. Next question comes from Philo, like Milo. Being someone who's also very independent, as you stated in previous shows, and me being in the process of moving out of my grandparents' house, was moving out the best thing that happened to you? Did your life drastically improve? Did my life drastically improve from moving out? Because he's in the process of moving out and he wants to know. No. Moving out just gives you a peace of mind, like you have your own thing. It gives you a peace of mind and a sense of pride. Because the reality is, when you move out, you're gonna have more bills. You didn't have any bills before. You're gonna have more bills. You're gonna have to pay rent, most likely water, electricity. You're probably gonna have to pay for internet. If you want television, you're gonna have to pay for it. If you want Netflix, Hulu, and then I don't know, you might be dating somebody. That's gonna cost money. So realistically, it's actually gonna add more stress to you. You have to worry about niggas breaking in and robbing. You see, every day I stream, niggas be asking what's the floor plan in my place. That's something. I got that glicky for you. You better stop playing. So you gotta worry about people breaking in. So actually, it causes more problems. But the thing is, like, the pro of having a peace of mind and having your own place outweighs the cons that it's worth moving out. Like, who doesn't want their own shit? It's kind of like when you're trying to date somebody. The reality is, when it comes down to dating, at least from the man side, and I don't know if this is how women think, but I know a lot of men think like this. Let's keep this shit a buck. She can be crazy, but her attractiveness must outweigh how crazy she is. So the crazier she is, the more fine she needs. Like, ain't nobody taking shit from no crazy bitch that's ugly. Keep that shit a buck. And it's the same thing about like moving out or anything in life. There's pros and cons to anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, actually, what I just said actually does apply to women. They just don't want to admit to it. Most women will not admit to it, but this is real shit, right? Fucking the dude could be crazy. He could be out in the streets doing whatever the fuck he want, acting crazy, busting his gap. Got no fucking job. There's a lot of women that fuck dudes with no jobs and shit. No real purpose. But if he sling that dick right, that shit is real, bro. That shit is real. You fuck her right, she'll forgive you. So the attractiveness has to be far outweigh the fucking crazy, and people will deal with it. And that's kind of like that's honestly what like owning a home or like your own apartment is like. Yes, there are way more cons when you think about it, but the pro of being out on your own far outweighs the negativity, all the cons. Because the reality is, there's nothing as a man. I'm gonna keep this shit a buck. Like, fucking, I can't even imagine living with my parents. I've been living on my own for like 11 years now. I can't even imagine going home. Like, that shit is weird. Like, fucking taking orders from your parents and shit like that, dog. I don't think y'all realize I'm gonna be 30 years old in August 8th. Make sure to donate. The Black Hokage 08. That's my cash app. So give me an early birthday present. Send me a donation. I'm about to be 30 years old. I cannot even imagine living at home. Like, I'm taking orders from my mom and dad. You take out the dish, you clean the dish, you take out the trash. I can't imagine that shit. There is nothing like, at least as a man, I don't know how women feel. There's nothing as a man, there's nothing better feeling as a man than being able to say, this is mine. This is my car. This is my place. Like, that shit is goofy as hell. That shit is goofy as hell, being a grown-ass man and having to try to find a place to fuck a chick. Hey, man, you're like, yo, like, you got like a roommate, right? Or something like that. Or like, imagine you having a roommate. Like, yo, bro, can you like leave for 30 minutes? Like, I'm trying to fuck my chick. Or like, you might live with your parents and fucking, you got to sneak her in through the back door. Fucking, you got to sneak her. You see the fucking movies where the teenagers sneak the girls on top of the roof. She climbs a ladder and then she gets on the roof and sneaks in through the fucking room window and shit like that. That's too much for getting pussy, bro. That's too much trying to get pussy. It sounds like you on your right path. You're about to have your own. And as a man, there's no better feeling than a woman calling you and being like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you just come on over? And then she pulls up to your fucking driveway and you open the door and you say, welcome to my place, baby. Welcome to my place. Have a seat. You want something to drink? What you want to? You want to watch some Netflix? You want to play some PS4? What you want to do? trying to Netflix and chill. There's no better feeling than saying this shit is mine, bro. This shit is mine. And yes, it comes with a bunch of fucking headaches, but it gives you a peace of mind. I mean, I always relate everything to fucking. I like fucking. I'm a fucking bastard. So I would say the pro is far out. It doesn't even have to be something as simple as fucking. It could be something simple as something as nasty as fucking. It could be something as simple as, let's say you like to read. Let's say you like to read and you want to start a book club in your neighborhood, right? Fucking, if you live with your mama or your grandma, you gotta ask, hey grandma, I want to do like a book club. So like we're gonna be reading manga every Friday, and it's gonna be a bunch of sweaty nerds in the fucking house. Are you cool with that? Your grandma gonna be like, fuck no. But when you got your own place, you start a book club, manga club every Friday. This is my place. All the nerds come over. Welcome to my place. So can I get y'all some water? Let's set the lights. Let's read the new One Piece, because you know it never ends. So I think that's, I know that sounds really simple, but I don't know, as a man I feel like there's no better feeling than having your own, feeling like you can do whatever the fuck you want, like real shit fucking. And then also, you never know, like having another pro I can think of, this is a really weird one. So Anon was over at my house the other day. Anonymous rapper, check out his new project, Before the Night Is Over, as well as Urameshi. Anon was over at my house the other day, and we were talking for like 5 hours straight about a bunch of different shit, a lot of business stuff, none of y'all fucking business. But one thing I will tell you is we were talking about is, it came at one point where he got kind of a little bit quiet. He had his arm on my couch and shit. He was just like kind of looking around at my place, because this is the first I've been in Florida for like 4 months. I moved like 4 months ago, I think, something like that. He's the first person I've had over my house, besides my girl. And he was just looking around at my place, and he's like, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. He was like, just being here inspires me. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he was like, he's like, I ain't gonna lie. He's like, you got a nice ass place, dog. I was like, oh, thank you, nigga. Like, that shit feels good. Like, that's mine, nigga. That's mine. That's my shit. And then you wouldn't even think about it, but just him being in my vicinity, seeing what I got, he was just like, yo, this shit inspires me. So it's like, you might be the leader. You might be the leader that your friends is looking for. You might inspire your friends to get their life together, their family. Because one thing I was talking about on stream, I know this has nothing to do with your question, but fuck it, let's drop a gem so you guys can pick it up. One thing I was talking about on stream is like, I hate how everybody shits on the term be a leader, not a follower. It shows that a lot of people don't actually understand what that term means. And I'm gonna break it down for you. When people say, at least this is how I interpret it. When people say be a leader, not a follower, most people will say to you, well, if everybody's a chief, and then who's gonna be the Indians, you know? Like, who's gonna be the worker ant? Who's gonna be the worker bee if we're all leaders? We can't all lead each other. Bro, you're so fucking simple-minded. There are more than one way to be a leader, okay? I think a lot of y'all are thinking about it too much in a literal sense, being the leader in a sense that like being the president of the United States or being the CEO of a company. Yes, those are leaders, but there are other ways to be a leader. You could be a leader in your life in a sense that you could be the leader of your family. You could be the first person in your family to go to college. That's how you could be a leader. You could be a leader in your family in a sense that like all your family, they're overweight. And like, you're like, fuck it, I want to get my life together. I'm gonna start hitting the gym. I'm gonna start eating better. Next thing you know, you inspiring your family to get their fucking shit together, and they start working out, and then you become stronger as a unit. There are other ways to be a leader. You could be a leader in a sense that you wanted to start a book club, like I just said. There was no book club in your neighborhood. Now you just brought the whole neighborhood together. Somebody can come in your house, you meet them, and then you get a new business opportunity to them because you made that network. You invited them over to your place. That person might work at fucking Funimation or something like that. You might find yourself doing a job for Funimation because you networked, you brought the community together, and you led that. So be a leader, not a follower. Being a leader does not always mean being the number top. People interpret that as being the number one person. There are other type of leaders. Yes, there are CEOs, there are presidents, but somebody's got to be the manager. Somebody's got to be the supervisor. There's nothing wrong with that. And even if you aren't the manager or the supervisor, you can be a leader amongst your friends. You can be the funniest person. You can be the best at sports. Like, it's not, you guys are thinking about that shit too little. Everybody can be a leader in their own right is what I'm trying to say. Everybody can be a leader in their own right. Hopefully that helped. I don't know if that did. Oh well. Anyways, next question comes from Wise Youngin. But before we answer it, let me get a swig of this water. And he said, being someone who's also very independent, as you stated. I just read all right. I just read the wrong question. Yo, this podcast sucks. Rate this shit 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. The next question comes from Wise Young, and he said, do you think you could learn things from people who are bad influences or set bad examples? If so, was there one for you? Yeah, absolutely. Like the smartest people are the people that take lessons from everybody. You can take lessons from people's victories, and you can take lessons from people's losses. But to kind of add, because I mean, like an obvious example is, like a big kingpin drug dealer. Some people will look at that person and they'll be like, "Oh man, this dude's getting money. I wanted to sell drugs." But I would be the type of person, I'd be like, "Well, every kingpin drug dealer ends up in fucking jail or dead, so I'm just gonna learn from that mistake." So yeah, you could absolutely learn from bad influences. The bad far outweighs the good. But I think if I could add something to your question, I would say that you can only learn from bad examples and bad people depending on where your self-esteem is at and where you're at mentally in life. Like I said, if you're a young, impressionable kid from the hood that maybe don't got no father or any father figure or any mentor, you're going to see the neighborhood drug dealer and you're going to think all you're going to see is he's getting money. But if you have high self-esteem, you have somebody guiding you, you're going to see a person getting money and also someone who's going to get shot or go to jail. So I think to add on to your question, to answer your question, yes, I do believe that bad examples can help a person, but it all depends on the person's self-esteem and where they are mentally. If it's a mentally healthy person, then absolutely. If not, that bad influence is more than likely going to set them down the wrong road. So basically what I'm trying to say is all the deadbeat dads listening to my podcast, I don't know how many of you are, be a father, whether it's to your son or your daughter, or if you know, and if you know somebody, a little niece or nephew that needs a mentor, be a fucking mentor. That they are mentally sound, because self-esteem is important. A lot of y'all on the internet got low self-esteem. Need to work on that. Come on, black community. All right. Next one. Last question. It comes from Kendrick, and he says, can you be pro-black with the spouse out of your race? White, Latina, etc.? All right, listen. I'm only answering this question because I feel like I talk about this a lot on stream, so I might as well put it on wax. Let's put it on a fucking podcast. He says, can you be pro-black with a spouse out of your race? My answer is yes and no. Now, what do I mean by that? Yes and no, in a sense that, yes, you can be pro-black if you date or marry someone out of your race, but only if your significant other has an understanding of the black struggle. And I mean a deep-rooted understanding. Like, are you taking the time to educate that white woman or that Latina about what the fuck, or that Asian person about what the fuck is going on with black people? Does she know does she know about Black Wall Street? Does she know about Rosedale? Does she know about Durham, North Carolina? Does she know about these things? Does she know about how fucking a lot of medical advancements in America are due to experimentations on slaves as well as free black men, because there were the Tuskegee experiments? Does she know about the terrorism that we face in this? Does she have a deep-rooted understanding? And is she willing to have a conversation? Because the reality is, the reason you date is you're looking at that person as a potential person you would marry, which potentially you would also have children with them. Is that person ready to have a conversation with their black babies? Because the black gene is dominant. And if you fuck with a white woman, that baby 9 times out of 10 is going to come out black, unless you're Logic and Blake Griffin. But are they ready to have those conversations with their children? Are they? Because what I find is a lot of black dudes, maybe black women too, I don't know, but a lot of black dudes especially be fucking with white chicks, and they think that person cannot be racist or their family's not racist because they fuck with them. What you fail to realize is a lot of white people have fetishes. People forget the reason most light-skinned black people exist in America, and brown skin too, because your bloodline has been watered down. Slave masters used to rape the women, and that fucking watered down the bloodline, and that shit still exists. Not talking about wanting to rape specifically, but fetishes. A lot of laws have been passed in place because the white woman that the slave master was married to would be jealous. The slave master was going out and fucking the black woman. He would get jealous of the fucking the slaves, and crazy shit would happen, because that's beside the point. I'm all over the place. I'm a history buff. I love this shit. That's beside the point. Are they ready to have that conversation? So I would say yes, but it's a really, 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 really hard yes. Because a lot of y'all fail to realize that a lot of people like to fuck with you because they just want to see whether or not the rumors are true. Is the BBC true? Is the Mandingo true? And yes, it is true. The BBC, we wield it. We wield it like Thor wields his hammer. But that does not mean she likes you. Remember, just because you date outside your race, just because you date a white woman, does not mean she loves black people. Just because she likes you does not mean she loves your people. Can we say that again? Just because that white woman likes you does not mean she likes black people. Because there is a difference. She might view you as the good Negro. You know, they love to weaponize us against each other. You know, oh, you're one of the good ones. And you don't want to be 3-4 years into that relationship to find out that she be on that bullshit. So, can you date outside your race? Yeah, but you're going to have to vet them. You're going to have to vet that white person. Not on the first fucking date, because that shit is weird. But if you're starting to build some type of relationship with that person, you need to have hard conversations. How you feel about black people getting shot by the police? If there's no empathy, fuck them. How do you feel about the discrimination in the workplace? If there's no empathy, fuck them. They not trying to understand. And also understand, here's one more thing I'm gonna add to this. Also understand, black men, if you gonna date outside your race, you better make sure her family ain't racist. That's real shit. Cause like I said, 9 times out of 10, that baby gonna end up black because the black gene is dominant. And your wife may not be racist, but her family might be. More than likely they are. And is she willing to cut off her family? If the answer is no, you don't need to be with her, because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen is you're gonna have a mixed baby that looks black, and that black baby is gonna be terrorized by that white woman's racist ass family. And there's nothing worse you could do for that baby's mental health than dealing with that bullshit. So me, I love my black queens. Want to date outside your race? I respect that. I have no problem with it. I've dated a Latina chick before. But me personally, I love black women. Love my queens. Nobody understands the pain of the black man. Nobody gets a hug like a warm hug like a black woman. Just cook good. You know what I'm saying? She like to crack jokes with you. She holds you down during the protests and shit. It's just different. Black love just hits different. I encourage everybody to get a black. Look what happened to Bucky Barnes when he went to Wakanda. That nigga's beard wasn't looking as dusty, was it? They gave him the oils. They had you looking right and shit. So the answer is yes and no, but it's a really hard yes. Most of the time I would say probably not, but it can work if the two parties are willing to work. But that party that you're dating outside your race, they got to be willing to listen. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast, because that's all I got on the show notes. If you did, make sure to rate this show 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. It helps move my show up the algorithm, which brings in new listeners, and you know we love that. If you enjoyed the show so much that you just want to toss a little something my way, you want to financially support the show, my Cash App is $ the Black Hokage 08. If you're watching the video version, it'll be right there on the top left-hand side. Other than that, that's all I got on the show notes. I appreciate you guys listening, and I will catch you guys on the next episode of Hokage Thots.